Hello children, as we have finished the first lesson, now I will be taking up the second lesson. The name of the lesson is The Magic Garden. As we all know, we have seen so many gardens. Some of the gardens in our school are also very beautiful. But you might have seen that each garden have different varieties of flowers. Some are there near the school gate, some are there behind the school campus, some are there near the playground. So this is about one of the garden which is in a school playground. So as we start the story, I will explain one by one. So here's the story, The Magic Garden. As we read along, I would like you to practice at home so that you have a very good reading skill. The magic garden was in a school playground. It was very pretty. Sunflowers and roses stood high against the wall. There were also marigolds, poppies, and pansies. So the meaning here is that in a school playground there was a garden, and the garden was like a magic. Magic means something which is very exciting to see, which gives thrills, and the thing which is beyond our eyes, okay? And pretty, as you know, pretty means beautiful. So near the wall stood the sunflower and roses. Not only sunflower and roses, there were also marigolds, poppies, and pansies. Coming to the next para, the sunshine fell on this garden more than on any other, and the flowers danced and sang happily. They said to one another, "We have hundreds of little gardeners." They were the children from the school. You see in the first line, on that garden, whenever the sun shines, the sunlight will fall on that garden than on any other place. And as you know, plants need sunlight to grow. So when this sunlight fell on this garden, all the flowers that were growing on the garden were very happy, and they would sing and dance. And in the next line, you see that all the flowers were talking to one another. They say, "We have hundreds of little gardeners." As you all know, gardeners means the person who take care of the plants, who water them, who nurture them so that the plants could grow properly. So there were hundreds of little gardeners, and that little gardener were none other than the children from the school. One sunny morning, the flowers were talking to the birds. "I love all the children, but I love the dear little ones most of all," said a poppy. "I like them to bring their watering cans and water my thirsty roots." So, one sunny morning, the plants were talking to the bird. As they talked, one of the poppies said, "I love all the children, but among all the children, they love the dear little ones," said that poppy. Then they also said, "I like them." So the dame refers to the children. Okay, the children bring their watering canes. The watering canes means the container where the gardeners water the plants, which they sprayed on the roots of the flowers. So they bring their watering canes and water my thirsty roots. My thirsty roots means the roots of the plants which are already thirsty. "Yes," said the marigolds, "the boys are good to us too. They dig the ground so well." Here, as the Flowers were talking with the birds. They tell that they like the children, they love the children because they bring the waters and water them. Uh, in continuation to the conversation, among them was the marigold also. So the marigold said yes, that the boys were good to them. They dug the ground so well, because if they dug the ground so well, they would be very firmly attached to the ground so that they could grow properly. We love the little children, said a tiny bird. They are kind and they bring bread for us. So there was a little bird who agreed that they loved children because children also bring them bread for them. Then all the flowers said, we must work hard to make our dresses very pretty, for the children will be here soon. All the flowers agreed to the point that they love the children because they take care of them. They also bring their bread for the tiny birds. So they all said that they must work hard to make their dresses. Here the dresses refers to the colorful petals of the flowers that they have. Marigolds, sunflowers, they have different colors. Pansies, they have got different colors, isn't it? So the color that they have on their flowering petals, they are referred to as dresses. So they said that they should work hard to make the dresses very pretty, and as they said that children will be coming here soon. The sun said, I will help you also, for nothing pleases me better than to see the children running about in the golden sunshine. 2 days the sun also said, I will also help you, because when he sees the children running around in the garden, that pleases him very much. That's why he said that he wants to help the plants and the birds also. Then suddenly the children came out laughing and singing, and the flowers stopped their songs to listen to them. So when they were talking, the flowers stopped their songs to listen to them, as the children came out laughing and singing. They came all of a sudden when the birds and the flowers were talking to each other. Coming to the next line. Oh, look at the tall sunflower, said one child, and the sunflower lifted its head very proudly. As they were talking about the children, suddenly among the children came a child who looked at the tall flower and said that, oh, look at the tall sunflower. As the child said, the sunflower lifted its head very proudly, as if the sunflower is feeling that that how proud he could feel. Then another child said, I love the marigold in its golden dress. The marigold smiled happily. Another child who loved the marigold said that he loved the golden dresses of the marigold, which makes the marigold smile happily. It was indeed a magic garden, because it had fairies too. They danced and sang sweet songs which only the children could hear. As we are talking about the garden, that garden was indeed a magic, because it had fairies too. You know, fairies have power to change something with their magic wand. So as we were talking that the garden itself is a magic, it had fairies too, which they dance and sang sweet songs, and their singing and dancing could only be heard by the children only. After a time, the fairies came out dancing and talked with the children. Their dresses were made of flowers and their wings of sunshine. The fairies came out dancing and talked with the children as the children came out into the garden. So as you know, the fairies have beautiful dresses, and these fairies in the magic garden, their dresses were made of flowers and their wings made of sunshine. The magic garden was quiet that night. The flowers and birds were asleep and dreaming of the next day when the children would come again. So as the day dawned and with the starting of the night, the magic garden was quiet again because all the children have went home, and the flowers and the birds in the garden also went to sleep, and they dream of the next day when the children would come again. So this is the story about the magic garden that we have been talking about. It's all about a story adapted from the fairy garden by Margaret H. Bolton. So children, you go through the lesson again and again. You practice your reading. Practice reading will help your reading skill. I hope you will practice the reading very well and enjoy the story. During this lockdown time, it is high time to practice for you. So stay healthy.